Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our third lesson. My name is Teacher Gladys Keruti. Welcome back to our lesson. Today we are in topic 3, and stay with me.
So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to define an enterprise, describe the procedures for starting a business, highlight factors affecting the operation of an enterprise.
Our topic for this lesson basically involves starting an enterprise. So by the end of this lesson, you should be able to define an enterprise, describe the procedures for starting a business, highlight factors affecting the operation of an enterprise. So we'll start the lesson by describing, or rather explaining, what's an enterprise. So an enterprise has various definitions according to different philosophers. So the first definition is that an enterprise is a company or a business, can be a small one. An enterprise can also be defined as something new, difficult, or important that you want to do or try to do. But I picked on the description of a business that employs people. Yeah, that is what I picked on the definition of an enterprise as best to the topic we are going to talk about. Now, there are certain procedures for starting a business. As a business person, you have a drive to start a business. So for you to be successful, you ought to know the procedures of entering into the business world. The first one is writing a business plan. Now, when you want to start a business, there must be a problem you have identified that goes along with some solution you want to provide, and then you choose a business model that goes well with the problem, and then you see your selected customers, and then you choose a method of promotion. You go to your competitors and analyze their method of business. Then you make your financial projection. Then finally you source for the funding. Now there are certain procedures you have to follow while writing a business plan. We have around 8 parts of a business plan. So a business plan contains the executive summary, that is the problem you are intending to solve to your people. Then we have the company description, is the solution, or rather the way you'd wish your company to look like. Then market analysis, this involves whatever is already happening in the market, whatever you need to improve on as you start your business. And then the management and organization is how your business will operate. And then products and services is what you will offer to your people. And then you go to the market and sales plan, how you plan to penetrate through the market. And then you should have your financial plan. And lastly, your appendices. Those are the body and the contents of a business plan, which must be written for someone who would wish to start a business. So after writing your business plan, you will financially know whatever you need. You'll have your financial plan, the anticipated amounts that you need to spend on your finances. Now you need to write a budget. You need to write a budget in order of their permanency. You start with the main ones, then later you'll acquire other ones. For example, in these small businesses like Mama Mboga, you start buying the stock. Then you'll slowly maybe adjust your site. You'll maybe buy a tent. You'll maybe make it something big. But you start with the very basic requirements of starting the businesses. Like I have a small, an example of a worksheet that someone used while starting a business. When you look at the startup expenses, they look for the legal requirements, they make the logo, maybe promotional materials, maybe contractors that help them put up their structures, they made insurance, they took a computer. Now they also made startup assets like cash required, and then startup inventory, and then they made some accounts payable, the notes. Then every expenditure in business has to be recorded for the importance of keeping a good financial record in the business. You have to account for every shilling you get to start a business. You have to account for every coin you get to start a business for you to be successful in your business. And all the expenses must be written down in while you're drawing. What is not budgeted for, you should not always spend on it. When you draw a budget, you know what you want to go and acquire. But whatever it's not in the budget, many a times delays your business to start, or maybe pulls you down. So you make sure you draw on what you want to go and acquire. At this point, you'd have written your business plan, you'd have drawn your budget. Now, after doing all that, you now decide on the legal entity. You mobilize resources. This may be through loans, through your savings, or any other source of your finances. You mobilize the resources of what your business plan and your budget entails. You make sure you get the resources that would enable you to start the business. Then you initiate a marketing strategy. There are different market strategies for a startup. You may decide to start with lower prices so that you penetrate through the market. You may also decide to start with higher prices. Perhaps the customers who believe that products that are high quality are always high priced. So the strategy will actually depend with the type of product you're producing and your cost of production. Perhaps when you have a high cost of production, you should not go beyond what makes return to your business. Those are the procedures for starting a business. Can you remember we started with making a business plan, drawing a budget, then we decide on the legal entity, then we mobilize resources and initiate a marketing plan. This involves the factors that we need to look at or maybe consider when we are starting an enterprise, or small or big, these factors still apply. The first one is legal requirements. You need to know which documents to acquire or what the law requires of you to know about your business. For example, let us talk of an hotel business. You need to have a business permit. Apart from that, you need a food handler certificate. So and many other businesses. Every business has their way the law requires the documents to be acquired. Then we go to the target market. You need to know the type of product you're selling and the market you tend to sell to. You can't be selling maybe crop tops to your old mamas that one want to work. So you have to take products to their target market. When we say target market, I mean where are you going to get your final consumer of the product. When you are selling things like pork, or you can't go sell in an area dominated by Muslims, you have to look for your target market. When you're selling things like deras, maybe it goes to the Swahili people or maybe the older people, because the young ones, fine, they can buy, but not in a good percentage that will help your business grow. Then you need to know the capital needed. Once you write a good business plan with a budget, you automatically know how much you need and how much you need to budget for whatever is needed in the business. So this computes the capital you needed. You need to study your computers. Competitors grow day by day. You need to know how far is the product in the market, how much more effort do you need to know, what is the technology